Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nick. Kind of doing something a little bit different than I usually do. I have no script. I have very little planned. I've just turned the mic on, I've just turned the camera on, and I'm just going to have a go. I guess what I kind of been thinking about in my mind is pushing through difficult things. I had a dad. He's passed now, but I had a dad who really exemplified the virtue, the idea of just pushing through difficult situations and doing what you're supposed to do to provide for your family and to do well, like whatever it is that you need to do, and that can be really anything. That can be with work, that can be with family, that can be with again, just insert whatever it is that you have in mind, right? And I've been thinking a lot about how my dad would persevere through things, and what a good example he was uh, in regards to in regards to perseverance. Um, I guess one thing I think about a whole lot, especially now that my dad is gone, is how many people I know actually don't have a great dad or did not have a great dad to share with them virtues of hard work, of pushing through, of just being that kind of person, I guess. This is usually the part where I would stop and edit out a bunch of stuff, but I'm not going to edit out. I'm just going to keep going. And we're just going to see where it goes. I think about it a lot. I think about my dad a lot. And I often I actually take some time. I wouldn't say like I have conversations with him, but I'll often just close my eyes and I'll say, "Thank you, Dad. Thank you for taking the time to teach me these kinds of strengths in life, the kinds of things that people should have as adults if you want to go anywhere." And the funny thing is, most of the things that I've learned from my dad are they probably came after he passed away. Uh, he died a few years ago. I've had a lot of time to think about the impact that he's had on my life. I've had a lot of time to think about his terrible jokes, um, the ways that he would get annoyed, the ways that he would laugh. Uh, he really loved his family. He really loved his family, and he wasn't the kind of person who was perfect all the time. Um, you know, I've often heard of I've heard of people who they talk about their dad and they say, "My dad never ever raised his voice to me once." And I think on the one hand, that's awesome. I'm really glad, genuinely. But then I think to myself as a dad, and I know that I can never make that claim. I can never boast about that. Uh, and neither could my dad. Neither could my dad. Um, and you know, my dad was imperfect, but my dad was seriously one of the best men that I've ever known in my entire life. Actually, scratch that. That's tired brain. My dad is the best man that I've ever known. And I do mean that. I mean that genuinely. And my hope is someday when I'm gone, when I'm dead, when I'm buried, and all that's left are the memories, that my kids would look back and they would say, "Oh, my dad was a bit of a jackass sometimes, and I am a bit of a jackass sometimes, but I love my kids, and I hope that they will that's what they will remember about me. They'll remember that I had my problems, but they'll also remember that I love them deeply, because I do. I love them very deeply. And in thinking about just memories with my dad, hours working with him, I realize what a gift it is to give others just your presence and your personality, your sense of humor. it's uh, it's bittersweet. It's one of those things that's really bittersweet because uh, you know, uh, well, if I keep going, honestly, I'm going to start tearing up, and that's just going to be super embarrassing. I'd rather not. Uh, so I guess what I would say, if you stuck around to the if you stuck around to this part, I guess what I would say is look at the people in your life, the people that God has gifted to you in your life, the people that perhaps God has gifted the people in your life to. I hope that made sense. And just think about what a gift it is to be alive, and what a gift it is to know these people, and for them to know you. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's not super succinct. I'm usually used to editing out all of my mistakes and my ums and my pauses, but I'm not going to do that this time. Um, there's another. I hope you have a great night. Thank you very much.